Hello, Tankers is Mad, and welcome back to another New Player's Guide. I realise the screen is blank, it's meant to be. We're just going to have a quick chat about something before we get into the video. So it's a New Player's Guide. I realise a lot of you come to my channel because you think like me, and you're not actually a new player, and you're quite experienced, and possibly a lot better player than me anyway. So just enjoy Light Tank doing what Light Tank should do. But if you are a new player, please try and learn from this. I'm not trying to, be nasty about anything. When you first played this game, I was exactly the same, didn't really know what I was doing, and it seems to be filtering through to the higher tier, so in an effort to try and help the community out, which was my original sort of purpose of starting this YouTube channel, and a few comments have come through that I may be sounding a bit sort of like a pie-eyed, poke-faced old fart at the minute, and moaning too much. So here's a tutorial on light tanking. Light tanks can be one of the most fun classes of tank to play. It can be the hardest, well, it probably is the hardest of class to play, but when you master it, it's the most rewarding. And when you're bottom tier and you end up doing way more than all of the top tier tanks on your team, that is when you know you're doing well at this game. Right, so let's get into the video. Here we go then, tankers. So immediately when I load in, I look at the map. What sort of map is it? Right, it's Lakeville. What sort of game mode is it? Well, it's Encounter. Lots of the enemy tanks are going to be crossing over there, so I immediately formulate a plan, which is to go up the middle road and spot. I let my team know where roughly I think I'm going to spot them, and then I go for it. Whilst I was looking there, also I was looking at the enemy's team list for two things. One, is there any enemy light tanks that are probably going to do the same thing as me and spot me? And two, it's a tier 8 game and I'm in a tier 6 light tank with a terrible gun, and most of the enemy's tier 8s are heavily armoured, top tier, heavy tanks. So immediately I know I'm going to have to spot, and oh look, it goes wrong. Didn't get spotted by a light tank because they don't have one in this case, but I got spotted by what could possibly be the next worst thing to a light tank, an E25. Very high rate of fire on that gun. But because I spotted him back and my team are actually paying attention, he had to pull back rather than killing me. So, this is meant to be passive scouting, which means spotting the enemy without getting spotted yourself, and it didn't work because I pushed a little bit too far, and also the E25 spotted me. So I mentioned a terrible gun on this thing. If I could afford it, I would load full premium, but I can't afford it, so I don't. So when it's gone, it's gone. I've hit the IS-3's flat side armour probably 5 or 6 times there and penned him once. And that's what I was saying at the start about the team list. A lot of the tanks on the enemy's team I cannot do anything against from range, definitely, and even close range. The KV4 there will just laugh at me. So I need to get them spotted and keep them spotted so my team do the hard work for me and I suck up all the assist points, which is XP for you. Obviously it's a premium tank, so I'm not really after XP apart from crew training, but if this was a regular tech tree tank, just doing this will speed up your grind. So right, so back to the passive spotting. You can see I'm trying to do it now, trying to keep the spots going off without getting spotted in return, but this always for me turns into passive aggressive because I would literally have to have my trigger finger removed from my hand for me to not fire at a tank that needs firing at. But that's just me. Leading the shot's nice, you have to with a gun like this. The round velocity, even with APCR, is not particularly good. And with standard ammunition, that tiger there could probably see my shot fire and move to avoid it. So I'm still keeping the spots going. We're up to 27 assist ribbons, and there's only been a couple of minutes of the game gone. And although we're winning, we're not winning by too much. And here we go, this is what I was saying about KV4. Got the side of his tank, you can see I'm just trying to work out where I should shoot, and now I'm going for a tracking shot because I really work out quickly that I'm not going to penetrate him. And then, oh dear, here's that E25, and I'm being looked at from the town. A lot of our top tier heavies, oh no, it gets worse. There's a T20, I should have been really dead here. T20 hits my track. I do make a bit of a mistake here. I'm auto aiming at the E25 and underside. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna take the E25 with me. I can kill him the quickest. He's down, and now I start to work on this guy. And that one shot there that breaks his gun or damages his gun really screws myself over, because I'm gonna be one shot away from finishing him off as well. took his body out, and oh, come on, reload. Oh, no, bounce. It was that shot that screwed me over. That one bounce killed myself. If I'd have aimed that shot, I would have lived there, and I would have taken those 2 tier 7s out, and also 34 assist ribbons. I'm going to see in the results in a minute. That is a healthy amount. Right, here comes the Tiger 2 that was sat at the back, that was possibly getting me some of my assist points, but he could have been better off in the town, and the IS-3 behind him that finishes the game on 0 damage done. Yeah. Anyway, so let's cut to the results after this bit. Well, so here's the end of the game then. Check the timestamp out and check the amount of tanks we had left. It didn't go so well after me dying, and I was kind of worried that this wasn't going to be a win, but hey ho, they pulled out in the end. Decent amount of credits. Fired a full tank of premium, and if I could afford it I would fire even more, but I can't. Ace tank at 2 gun marks, patrol duty. Only 8 detected, missed a scout medal, but 1500 damage, and more importantly 5,500 assist points gives me over 2k base experience in a tier 6 light tank in a tier 8 game. And if you check out some of the tanks at the bottom of our team there, it's normally the better players that die first. I know that statement's going to annoy some people, but like the IS-3 at the bottom did nothing really, and you need to help the players that are trying to win the game at the start, rather than just hanging around doing nothing the whole game and then dying fruitlessly at the end. Anyway, on to the next game. So next game then, I'll do exactly the same thing. Check the team list, tier 7 game this time, so not so many heavily armoured targets. So hopefully I can do some more damage than the last game, because it was in some cases just completely impossible. And we're on Prokhorovka, standard game mode. Probably the best map for active scouting in the game. See, I've got 7 spots off there at the start. Kind of pointless in reality, because my team are mostly at the spawn still. I do pick up an assist point there, wow. Anyway, but what it does let the team know is where a lot of the enemies are going, and then when there's games where there's key tanks on the enemy's team, you know, tier 10 games, it's always nice to know where a Death Star is. Oh, took a hit there. That doesn't help. Yeah, like I was saying, if you're in a tier 10 game and you're in a tier 8 light tank, it is always nice to know where the Death Star or the Waffle is sat. And by getting spot off at the start, especially this map with a tank of this speed, a Waffle wouldn't be loaded by the time you spot him off at the start. So you can see where he's going and he can't do anything about it. And a lot of the tanks, you know, don't have the accuracy and stuff like that to be able to get you at the start. They normally need to be sat in their little bushes and camping spots to be able to get an accurate shot on you. I just continued to do the same thing. And one other thing about this game, 2 tanks on our team are going to win this game. 2 out of the 13, and surprise surprise, I'm one of them. And if you looked at the team list at the start, it's a tier 7 maximum game, and there's obviously some tier 5s on our team, and one of those tier 5s on my team is going to help me win this game. See if you can work out which one it is. Normally I'll hate them, which will give you a bit of a hint about who it was. Anyway, and Snakebite is awesome for doing this thing. It's so fast. You can just get spots off, turn around, whiz back, spot somewhere else, turn around, do the same thing, and you're keeping the enemy's team lit up, letting those assist points rack up. Got 10 spots this time, so I'm on for a scout medal, and I'll just keep doing the same thing. And a point to note there, I spotted the Panther and I got spotted. The previous roll round, I spotted the other 2 tanks and didn't get spotted, so now I can work out that that Panther has obviously got a fully trained crew, maybe some equipment, maybe some crew skills, and every time I spot him, he's got a good chance of spotting me back, so I need to be a little bit careful about that fella there. Right, what else can we talk about while this is going on, because I'm literally just going to do the same thing over and over again, but it's fun, because Snakebite is fun. Yeah, let's talk about the camo values of light tanks. They work differently to all the other classes in the game. Light tank camo values do not drop when you move, and that allows you to get closer to the enemy whilst moving than you could do in the other sort of classes of tank. You can do this in a medium on this map, but because a medium tank's camo value will drop, you can pump it up with some crew skills and stuff like that. You've got a lot more chance of getting spotted in a medium tank than you have a light tank. But you always need to work out how deep you can go. So you can see I've spotted that Tiger P. Don't want to get too close. There we go. Someone missing view range spots me again. So I pull back, lose my spot, and then I try and work out again how close I can get without getting spotted. It's just as simple as that. Loading the premium rounds now. The game's not going too well, so I need to start doing some damage. And even against a T-34 like that, the snakebite standard ammunition would most probably bounce. Apparently the gun is the same gun off the Excelsior, the tier 5 British heavy premium, and on the tier 5 the gun is terrible, and on a tier 6 light tank that gets matched as a tier 7 medium, although the snakebite gets premium matchmaking, it only sees tier 8s not tier 9s like the regular tech tree tier 6 light tanks. The gun is still terrible, and as I said earlier, if I could afford it I would load this thing with full premium. Got called a cash gold spamming noob the other day in this. There are some tanks that I really don't condone spanking premium in. A lot of tier 10s and stuff like that, apart from the Death Star because that's funny. But in tanks like this, you need it really. For me, this tank is a bit like the 5916, although the gun on this somehow is better than the 5916. That's how bad that tank is. It's just, yeah, did not like that tank at all. Anyway, some good gunnery skills there. Pick up a bit more damage, and I'm just plugging away. I've only got 2 damaging hits so far, but 12 spots and 15 assist ribbons. You tend to find though, the lower tiered games, you might rack up more assist ribbons, but you end up with less assisted damage. Because a lot of your tanks on your team, they'll have small guns, they might even be firing high explosive. Look at that, more assist. Just keeping the spots going. That's a KV2 down there, mind. And that's one tank I don't really want to get hit again, so I'll try and use this wreck to get the spots going without potentially taking a shot in return. And there we go, there's the Panther, gets spotted. Typically my round bounces off his arse. I'll take another hit there. Make a mistake. I swore that was my driver that got taken out, and I burnt my repair kit on the radio man. Never mind. Just wasted 3,000 credits. But then I don't play this tank to make credits. You know, I made some in the last game. But most normal, it's very normal to lose a hell of a lot of credits in this thing. Alright, so go back in to do the same thing. Trying to work out if I can get to the bush. Now I decide to go for it. Got my 13th spot. Right, so I'll make it into the bush, being careful not to drive through one of the gaps so they'd be able to see me if they had enough view range. And there's that Panther. I hold fire because I remember he has view range. When you fire and you're using cover, the camo value of that bush drops and you can get spotted through it. Oh look, kill shots. Can I take my finger away from the trigger for long enough? No, of course I can't. Just wanted to kill, and I back up. There's only a couple of them left, but you know, I don't want to die at this point of the game. It was a bit frustrating, that last one. That could have been an awesome game, that last one, if I'd have just lived through that situation. There we go. Getting some shots on this guy. He stops and he looks this way, so it looks like he's aiming up a blind shot, so I pull back. And he dies anyway, just one of them left. So this game's nearly over. You can see I've got 28 assist ribbons, 13 spots, only 1 kill and only a few pens, but you know, getting the spots off is a light tank's job. Doing the damage is, you know, it's important, but helping your team out is even more important. Look how terrible this gun is. Right, go for the track. Didn't track him, but still a bit more damage done, and another 30 assist ribbons. I'll take that. So there we go, not much credits, but again, loads of experience, loads of crew training. Mastery 1, too much excellent still. Patrol duty and the scout this time because I got 13 detected. Oh, I did less than 700 damage, but again 4,351 assist points puts me at the top of the team again, and that is just light tanking for you fellas. Like I said at the start, if you're one of the more experienced players, come here. Hope you enjoyed seeing Snakebite doing what Snakebite does, and if you're one of the newer players, I hope you can see now, even if you're bottom tier in a light tank with a crappy gun, you can still be awesome. Anyway, cheers guys, hope you enjoyed that. Give it a like if you did, and I shall catch you on the next one. See you later.